I think I have an Animal Crossing epiphany. It hit me on Animal Crossing New Horizons' birthday, which is today, or if you're watching this a little bit down the road, it just happened. March 20th, 2020 was a scary good time. We were all entering a crazy period of pandemic seclusion, but Animal Crossing New Horizons was there to hold our hand. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I think I've uncovered what Nintendo actually was doing and why they really stopped the updates. And like I said, it just hit me. I've been trying to think. I'm all sorts of stressed out. I got my tea. I got my boba. Animal Crossing should not be having a sad birthday video. It's only the third birthday. When you look back at past Animal Crossings, I feel like they were living on a bit longer. And I feel like in so many ways, this game should still be thriving. I'll admit that I have not played Animal Crossing New Horizons in a long time. And if your experience differs, you're lucky, because I miss the game. But at the same time, I don't love designing enough to do it over and over again. I love the new. I love the fun. I love the community. I love getting hyped up and excited and seeing the releases and witnessing the events. And as new characters descended upon our islands and arrived at Harv's play place, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. We could talk about Animal Crossing, all the great it did for the world and for all of us for eternity, but I want to focus on the here and now. I want to focus on why Animal Crossing stopped. It seems like Nintendo just decided to abandon this game well before its third birthday. Some could argue before its second true birthday. We had a great year and a half of content. Update 2.0 really drove this game into a place where it could park itself next to its predecessors and say, hey, we got a ton of content. Then that's it. That's it. And I think I've uncovered why Nintendo did this, because initially I was like really mad, and I've been mad up until today. Like, why did they stop? There's so many things they could have done, so many ways they could have extended this. It's kind of a slap in the face to the 40 million players that purchased this game to say, we just don't have time. We just ain't gonna develop anymore. We already got your money, so tough, screw it. Haha, suckers. It felt like we've been kind of hurt, like we've been kind of let down, that we've been kind of abandoned. But in reality, I don't know that that's the case. Now, I'm not going to be here and tease some like future Animal Crossing 3.0. I am confident that Animal Crossing is done. No Zelda villagers, no Splatoon villagers, no extra content, no surprise update, nothing. They completely canned everything on that game. In fact, they're probably hard at work on the next Animal Crossing title, which is exciting, but at the same time, is it really exciting? Couldn't they have just kept this great one going? Didn't they achieve a really, really wonderful package once 2.0 came out and gave us something that was interactive, community-driven, design and player creation-driven, multiplayer-driven, really quite special? Of course they could improve, but what's the point of us paying $60 again when you could have just continued to use this wonderful baseline as a place to build a tower to all the fun that Animal Crossing can provide? I'm not going to give you some false hope that there's been a secret data mine or a rumor or a little weird video I saw like some other people, but no, it's done. Animal Crossing New Horizons is done. And I think at the end of the day, when we look, Nintendo did not abandon Animal Crossing New Horizons. Nintendo did not take the team off of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Nintendo did not decide to stop investing money into the further production of content for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Most importantly, Nintendo did not do you wrong, at least in their eyes. I now firmly believe that Nintendo feels they did the right thing by stopping content for Animal Crossing New Horizons. And that is crazy. I really believe that in their heart, Nintendo thought they were doing us a favor by stopping the updates. And before you click off, because I'm going crazy, let me explain. Nintendo likes to do things their way. They're very keen on keeping away from some of the kerfluffles that catch up many other developers and publishers and even platform holders. One of the biggest things that has screwed up companies in the last decade is free-to-play and games as services. Now, there's been some massive successes, but there's also been some monumental failures and much damage done to the mental mindshare of fans of many of these beloved products gone awry. Now we have a game like Suicide Squad about to come out, and people are like, oh my god, it looks terrible because it's a game as service. The Avengers should have been one of the most profitable IP ever for video games, and yet they completely fumbled the bag and delivered something that's shutting down. Nintendo knows there's a lot of negative juju around games as services. But you know what Nintendo's good at? Cartridges. Nintendo loves cartridges. They've been doing cartridges since I was a baby boy. I've been blowing on cartridges since I could first say the words Mario and Luigi. Nintendo has returned to cartridges on the Switch, and I think that is more than just a really small, nifty, condensed medium for games. I think it's a mantra. I think it is a symbolization of how Nintendo feels about video games. They are finite creations that should be contained. In fact, I think Nintendo updating Animal Crossing was actually risky business in their eyes. I think they probably would have preferred to give you Animal Crossing New Horizons as it was at launch, and then not much else. For them, doing a year of updates was big tuna. That was like a big, risky, stretching maneuver, and I don't know that they liked it. I think they felt pressured, I think they felt worried, and I think they felt that they were going against their pillars of what it means to make a Nintendo game. It goes on the cartridge. Nintendo thinks they're doing us a favor by not providing more and more content, more and more opportunities for us to buy into their system. Nintendo feels like the game should be the game, and it shouldn't constantly change, and it shouldn't constantly evolve. This is very counterintuitive to what many games are doing today. And from my perspective, I've told you countless times, this could have been Nintendo's first foray into games as services, and they could have done it right. They could have showed the rest of the world how you keep a player base active, enthused, excited, and not taken advantage of. But I think they focused so much on the latter that they forgot any of the former. They want to make sure that you don't feel taken advantage of. They want to make sure they're not providing you with too many amiibo booster packs. They actually were really reserved in all that they did, and it felt like it was limiting our fun, but I think in Mommy and Daddy Nintendo's strange world, they were just trying to protect the babies. All the Nintendo babies that fell in love with this game. They know we got our money's worth, and they really did a kind of Nintendo new thing, which was release an expansion. They released Happy Home Paradise as a big move, something they have embraced of the future of every other console this generation. Look how Zelda Breath of the Wild got an expansion pass, and now Mario Kart has one, and Pokemon has had one, and Animal Crossing has one as well. But to lighten the blow, they even added it to their Switch Online expansion pack because they don't want to take advantage of their consumers. You see, in their eyes, games are a time capsule, and Animal Crossing New Horizons should be Animal Crossing New Horizons. And when you play Animal Crossing New Horizons, and your kid plays Animal Crossing New Horizons, and their kid plays Animal Crossing New Horizons, they should all roughly have the same experience, and they should not feel like Nintendo was capitalizing on them. You see, it's just this way of reframing that Nintendo wasn't trying to take advantage, but rather prevent just that. In their own weird world, they wanted to make sure that we didn't feel like this game was one of those ever-evolving, morphing money hogs that only the whales can gain every single item. They wanted to ensure that there weren't too many amiibo card packs to seem like they were taking our money. Now, Nintendo is happy to make money plenty of other ways, and they will charge full price for just about every product they can think of. But in terms of a game, their idea of what a cartridge means, it means a confined, finite, defined game. Fit it on a rectangle, put it in the system, and enjoy. It's a time capsule. It's something that has one way it goes, and it doesn't really divert. Animal Crossing doesn't change the holidays because everyone should experience those holidays. You don't see the Mario levels morphing, so all of a sudden they're so much different than before. I mean, Nintendo has embraced updates and changes in DLC, and like they introduced multiplayer to Super Mario Party well beyond launch. That was a pretty monumental move for Nintendo. But I feel like it's moving a mountain for Nintendo to swallow some sort of big change like that. And I think in their eyes, they really gave Animal Crossing a great shot. They gave this franchise a head start in a way that it never had before. Collaborations abound, all sorts of awesome partnerships everywhere, merch and amiibo cards and everything under the sun, including Mario, Sanrio, and all sorts of islands, including their own. But Nintendo, in the same way that with their island, they didn't want to hurt our feelings by making it awesome, they want to make sure that this game feels like a traditional Nintendo game. And I think in their eyes, They were saving us from the frustration, the failures, and the potential bad feelings that games as service titles and free-to-play games can inflict upon their audiences. I'm not saying it was the right choice. I'm not saying it was the smart choice. But it's very evident that Nintendo, and they've said things similar to this, that they believe everyone should experience Animal Crossing as it is. And if you played it now, the holiday should be the same as before, as in 10 years. It's a time capsule of what Nintendo did in 2020, and it shouldn't be something that evolves and changes. Strangely, the mobile space seems to be okay with that, and that's why I've invoked this cartridge analogy. Mobile somehow is viewed differently for Nintendo. Tour and Pocket Camp and Fire Emblem and all those evolve and change and modify, and that's fine, and they'll take your money. But for Nintendo cartridges, they want to ensure that the seal of approval, straight from Furukawa Miyamoto and Dougie B himself, means something. It means a finite defined experience. It means you get the game. And yes, they've done updates to their Mario Sports titles, and yes, they've moved things kind of throughout the cycle of a game's life. But when it's done, it's done. There's no such thing as a game that continues to change and charge. Most importantly, charge. I really feel like Nintendo feels very strongly about not having microtransactions become a part of their cartridge-based games. And I don't think we'll see it in the next AC. I think it'll be another defined experience with new tweaks and all sorts of twists and turns and changes and upgrades and improvements, and hopefully it's amazing. But it'll probably get a year or two of updates, and that's it. In this way, barring some massive shakeup in the executive structure at Nintendo, I think they'll always stray from games and services and free-to-play titles in this way. I don't think that's what a cartridge means to Nintendo, and I don't think that's what a cartridge means for Animal Crossing. Let me know if you agree or how you feel about my new theory in the comments down below. How you're feeling on this third birthday of Animal Crossing. Kind of sucks and sad that the game is effectively dead. I mean, you can still play it, but it's not changing. And I think maybe all of us feel like Animal Crossing is this evolutionary experience because we had such a monumental moment with this game. But at the end of the day, Nintendo, it's still a game. It's a cartridge. You can play it if you want, but it is what it is. I really think I'm onto something here, so I'm curious what your take is. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love y'all a lot. Miss you, Animal Crossing folks. Hopefully that new game gets announced soon. SwitchForce out.